And we're live on match day as Doug reaches for a buffalo wing. He's got it! Oh, and he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! What a finish! There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hi, this is Zoe Deutsch.
And Nick Robinson. Our brand new movie, Voicemails for Isabel, is all about those little moments that feel like the universe is looking out.
Feeling homesick, then your sister calls.
Hearing that perfect song exactly when you need it. Sometimes life rigs things in our favor, like learning about your new favorite rom-com, Voicemails for Isabel. Now playing only on Netflix.
You're listening to Sportly, an Immigrantly media production.
Hey everyone, this is Parma, Sportly's producer. Kavitha's under the weather this week, so she's taking a quick break. Don't worry, she'll be back in the host chair next week. In the meanwhile, with Wimbledon getting underway, we figured this was the perfect week to bring back one of our favorite deep dives into the traditions that define Wimbledon. It's a look at the rituals and history that make Wimbledon unlike any other tournament in sports. The all-white dress code, the strawberries and cream, the royal box, all of it. So settle in, and we'll see you back here with Kavitha very soon.
Quiet, please. Play.
The year is 2013, and it's day one at Wimbledon. The summer skies are clear. The stands at center court are packed with fans eager to watch Roger Federer, the man with more than a dozen Grand Slam titles under his belt, play his first match of the tournament. Amid the excitement, fans settle into their seats and silence their phones as they wait for the star's entrance. Some chat with their seatmates, some snack on delicious strawberries and cream, and some just lean back in their seats, relishing the opportunity to sit after spending hours standing in the Wimbledon queue. Many of them have traveled a great distance just for this moment. And then, there he is. Federer and his opponent Victor Hanescu enter the court, and an enthusiastic cheer spreads throughout the stadium.
As defending Wimbledon men's champion and in keeping with tradition, it was Roger Federer that kicked off proceedings on centre court on day one at the All England Club.
The two players step out onto the grass in all-white sporting attire. Just as the rules mandate, the logos on their jackets are discreet, the backs of their uniforms entirely white. All color trimmings are limited to just 1 centimeter. But then, a bright flash of color catches everyone's eyes. The soles of Federer's Nikes are a bold orange. Some fans turn to their neighbors in confusion. Why aren't his shoes white? They wonder. Is that allowed? Apparently not. While the orange-soled Federer goes on to defeat Hanescu handily in straight sets, after the match, Wimbledon officials inform him that he will have to change his shoes for his next match. 2 days later, the star returns to center court. This time, when he steps out onto the grass, he sports a different model of the same sneakers. These soles are white. Hey everyone, it's Kavitha Davidson, and welcome to another episode of Sportly. Each week we discuss lesser-known sports history, iconic events, notable athletes, and impactful moments on and off the field. Moments that, all too often, fall to the sidelines of history. With Wimbledon in full swing, this week we'll be taking a dive into the tournament's historic traditions and why they're so important to its brand. Dating back to 1877, Wimbledon is one of the most prestigious international tennis tournaments across the globe, one of the tennis season's 4 major tournaments, or Grand Slams. So naturally, Wimbledon is steeped in tradition. From the all-white dress code for players, to fresh strawberries and cream for spectators, to the well-organized Wimbledon queue, these long-held practices provide the tournament with a unique character that draws fans from across the world. Even Wimbledon's mascot and official bird scarer, Rufus the Hawk, has been on duty for 16 years. When spectators arrive at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club in London, they aren't just there to watch a tennis match. They're there for the complete Wimbledon experience. and to partake in the continuation of history. When you think of Wimbledon, you may very well picture the world's top tennis players running back and forth across the grass courts in all-white attire. But the tradition of wearing predominantly white has a long and complex history at this tournament. According to Wimbledon's rules, all players are required to wear tennis attire that is almost entirely white, even when just practicing on the court. Every centimeter of color is rigorously assessed by tournament officials, while umpires and referees carry measuring tools to check that the guidelines are being adhered to. Wimbledon is the only Grand Slam with this strict of a dress code. Before the sport of tennis emerged, its predecessor, the French game of jeu de paume, had its players dress in all white to signal their elite status. So, when tennis was eventually introduced in the 19th century, wearing all white was the norm within lawn tennis associations. Wimbledon instituted its dress code in 1880, just 3 years after the tournament was established. But why all white? What was the 19th century thought behind requiring athletes to avoid color on their sporting attire? Aside from rampant elitism, wearing white was believed to minimize visible sweat marks, which were then seen as improper and socially unacceptable. This was particularly important for female players who began playing in the tournament in 1884. Women were expected to appear composed and unflustered, so hiding sweat marks was imperative. But while the all-white Wimbledon dress code was loosely established in 1880, it wasn't officially formalized until 1963. Before that, the dress code was more of a socially enforced suggestion. But matters came to a head after the Wimbledon wardrobe scandal of 1962. That year, Brazilian player Maria Bueno showed up to a match in a white dress with an Italian pink underskirt and matching underwear. The dress was designed by Ted Tinling, a man who took Wimbledon's all-white dress code personally and made it his mission to shock the officials into relaxing the rules. But unfortunately, his plan backfired. As Bueno began to play, the audience behind her gasped in shock. They noticed that Bueno was wearing pink under her white dress. Pink! At Wimbledon! The British media immediately dubbed the incident a wardrobe scandal, and the following year, the championship formalized its all-white dress code so that it was absolutely mandatory. Up until the early 90s, many players could still put their own spin on the wardrobe requirement, pushing the boundaries with stripes, patterns, and the occasional bold color peeking through. But this all changed in 1995, when a set of particular specifications were added to the wardrobe rules. The rule that no trimmings or patterns could be wider than a centimeter came into being. Referees were also given complete discretion over what, quote, suitable tennis attire meant for athletes competing in Wimbledon. It was a change meant to further inhibit attempts to experiment with colorful fashion on the court. Needless to say, some players are not a fan of the all-white dress code. Even before the addition of the 1995 specifications, American great Andre Agassi, known for his brightly colored tennis outfits and sneakers, expressed immense criticism of the rule. From 1988 to 1990, he went so far as to boycott the tournament, refusing to play. Over the years, many other players have been chastised for minor wardrobe violations. In 2010, Serena Williams caused an uproar when she wore red shorts under her white tennis dress. The outfit was intended to be a festive homage to the tournament's famous strawberries and cream, another Wimbledon tradition that we'll discuss later in this episode. And Serena had a tradition of her own, wearing colored shorts under her tennis fits for good luck. But she was heavily criticized by the British media and some of the more traditional fans of the sport. In 2014, Wimbledon cracked down on colorful undergarments entirely, officially banning players from wearing any non-white underwear. The requirement was strictly enforced, leading to many headlines mocking tournament officials for carrying out underwear checks. In 2017, Venus Williams was forced to switch her bra mid-match after referees spotted its pink straps. Now, I need to point out that a lot of people felt that the criticism toward both Williams sisters wasn't just about their outfits, but also about their race. There's also a practical reason that women athletes might not want to wear white underwear on the court. For years, the white undergarment rule caused stress among tennis players who worried about playing the tournament in all white while on their periods. As the woman-centered digital media company The Skim points out,
would you want to be running up and down a court for hours while wearing white, while on your period, in front of millions of people?
In 2022, Wimbledon finally addressed these concerns, creating a minor modification that allows women to wear solid, mid to dark colored underwear and undershorts, provided that they are not longer than the hem of the uniform. The Skim further explains.
This new change at Wimbledon comes after protests from fans and athletes, plus criticism from current and former tennis players, including Billie Jean King. And while a dress code change may seem small, it's a huge step for women in sports.
You heard Billie Jean King reference in that last clip. She's long taken issue with the dress code at Wimbledon, mostly because of its elitist notions. And when BJK speaks, the tennis world listens. But recently, her criticism has had a more practical edge. During week 1 of the tournament this year, she told The Telegraph that the dress code, quote, drives me nuts, and that it's simply bad for the product. You see, 2 players wearing all white on the court makes it difficult to distinguish between them, especially for viewers watching at home on TV. It's a really interesting stance and speaks to how traditions sometimes need to adapt and modernize as the sport's growth faces modern-day challenges. Wimbledon's dress code has always been controversial. For some, it's the age-old battle between tradition and individual expression. For others, it's historical elitism refusing to give way. Today, it's difficult to think about Wimbledon without thinking of players dressed in all white. It is, its proponents argue, part of what makes the tournament so unique. But maybe that can change as the sport continues to evolve.
This summer, serve up the Cookout Classics, Oscar Mayer hot dogs and Heinz mustard. Grill up a dog, add classic yellow mustard, or loaded Chicago style. We all know it's not a cookout without Oscar Mayer and Heinz.
While Wimbledon is full of rules and regulations for players and staff, some long-held traditions are meant particularly for spectators. Strawberries and cream are a staple of any Wimbledon tournament. Walking through the Wimbledon grounds, spectators are frequently met with the opportunity to purchase a bowl of ripe, fresh strawberries and rich, delicious cream. Fans can even be spotted munching on their strawberries in the stands as they enjoy an exciting match. The snack is incredibly popular. In 2024, over 2.5 million strawberries and 13,241 liters, that's nearly 3,500 gallons, of cream were sold during the championship. That translates to more than 250,000 portions of strawberry and cream. Clearly, fans can't get enough.
Would you mind tasting them for us, please? And just telling them how they are.
Really good, yeah.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Strawberries ever.
Summer is Wimbledon, summer's tennis, summer's strawberries, and champagne as well, of course.
Strawberries go really good with the cream.
I'm getting a thick, nice, succulent cream.
Sensationally sweet, melts in the mouth.
So how did this delicious treat become a Wimbledon classic? Well, strawberries and cream are a distinctly British snack. It's believed that the combination was first introduced at a lavish banquet in 1509 by Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, King Henry VIII's right-hand man. Some rumors claim that Wimbledon had strawberries and cream on its lawns from the very first tournament, when spectators would bring the summer snack from home. Others say that it was King George V who officially introduced the combination to the tournament in the early 1900s. Back then, strawberries were in season for just a few short weeks during the summer, coinciding perfectly with Wimbledon. Due to their limited availability and the lack of refrigeration, the fruit was extremely expensive. They were a luxury. So casually eating them while watching a tennis match was a sign of affluence. In the early days, Wimbledon was largely reserved for the upper classes. At the time, lawn tennis was a pastime solely for the elite. Tennis first emerged among the British aristocracy, who preferred to entertain their guests at home in their own backyards rather than travel large distances to play in indoor courts. Even when Wimbledon began, the tournament was seen primarily as a form of recreation, adhering to the Victorian ideal of amateurism. This means that sports were played purely for the love of the game rather than for monetary gain, limiting play only to those who could afford not to make a profit and who had leisure time, people who weren't working the fields. As a result, the tournament was played and attended primarily by members of the upper class who had the time and money to partake in this activity. So it's unsurprising that luxurious strawberries and cream became the tournament's trademark snack. However, a century later, freshly picked strawberries and cream are enjoyed by all at Wimbledon, representing greater accessibility and inclusion. You can now buy a bowl on the grounds for just £2.70. While the early history of Wimbledon is rooted in the upper echelons of British society, there's one tradition in particular that stands out for its emphasis on accessibility to all: the Wimbledon queue. In an age of pre-sales and StubHub and dynamic pricing, Wimbledon is the last remaining international sporting event where fans can purchase reasonably priced tickets on the day of the match. In fact, this is one of the most reliable ways to get tickets. But in order to do so, fans have to show up in person and get in line. Each day of the 2-week tournament, thousands of fans line up in Wimbledon Park. Many are hoping to get one of the 500 tickets set aside for one of the show courts. This includes center court as well as courts 1, 2, and 3. Others are happy with one of the several thousand ground passes given out each day, providing access to lower level courts. Those who want show court tickets often camp out in Wimbledon Park overnight. Some of the most serious fans arrive more than 40 hours before the start of play.
What time did you get here?
I got here at 7:30 on Saturday morning.
So you've been here for 48 hours?
Yeah, give or take.
While it's unclear exactly when this unique tradition began, it seems to have taken hold sometime in the late 1920s. In 1927, various news outlets reported crowds of fans lining up at 5 a.m. for Wimbledon tickets. And that was just the beginning. By the 1960s, some began to queue overnight, bringing tents and sleeping bags. And so, for about 40 years, queuers, young and old, camped, slept, sat, stood, and waited on the sidewalk outside the All England Club. Amid the traffic and concrete, the conditions were uncomfortable, but in their eyes, the effort was worth it. In 2008, the queue was moved to Wimbledon Park, where it became far more organized and far more enjoyable. After all, a nice patch of grass was a lot better than a rough patch of gravel. It's here that the queue truly began to flourish. So, what is it like to actually experience the Wimbledon queue? It's the night before Wimbledon Day 5. Imagine a dedicated fan. She arrives at Wimbledon Park early, ready to join the queue and prepared to camp out all night. In true British fashion, the queue is orderly and polite, maintained by a group of dedicated and trained stewards. They work in shifts, providing service 24 hours a day and working to solve any and all issues that might pop up. Upon entry, the fan is handed a cue card and a manual of rules, 17 pages of rules of conduct. This includes points such as no music or loud noise from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., restraint in smoking, vaping, and alcohol consumption, maximum tent occupancy of 2 people, and food deliveries to be picked up at the Wimbledon Park Road gate only. Perhaps most importantly, fans cannot leave the queue for more than 30 minutes at a time. And yes, this is actually enforced. Stewards regularly come around to check that individuals are still on site. They want to make sure that fans haven't merely set up camp to hold their spot in line before retreating to a nearby pub or hotel for the night. If they think you've left, they'll pack up your stuff for you and you'll lose your spot in the queue. Manual in hand, the fan makes her way to the end of the queue and pitches her tent in one of several numbered rows. She then enters her queue ID on the Wimbledon app, officially registering her spot. This makes it impossible for people to cut the line. Across the grass, people sit out in groups, enjoying the summer evening air. Some sit in lawn chairs, some play board games, some reach into a nearby cooler for a snack or a drink. Off to the side of the tents, a group of children kick around a soccer ball until curfew. For many, this isn't just a line, it's an experience, and they've come prepared. The park is replete with facilities: Wi-Fi, bathrooms, water refill stations, food outlets, first aid provisions, and phone charging stations. Medical staff and security remain nearby in case of an emergency. After a pre-packed dinner out on the lawn and a quick trip to the bathroom, the fan settles into her tent for the night, drifting off to sleep. She's awoken sometime between 5:30 and 6 a.m. by a steward tapping on the flap of her tent. Time to get up. After packing up her stuff, she and the rest of the queuers are directed to leave their bags and equipment in the left luggage facilities for the day, and then retake their place in the queue of sleepy campers. And so the day begins. At 7:30 a.m., they're handed wristbands in the order of their arrival, but it's not time yet. It'll be several hours before ticket distribution begins at 9:30 a.m., and this is when the line begins to move. Until then, they all have to wait patiently. As our waiting fan soon comes to realize, the queue is not simply a line, but a social experience, a gathering of the most dedicated lovers of tennis. While the waiting is long and exhausting, it's also pretty fun. She finds herself talking to fellow fans within the line, people of all ages coming from all over the world to watch their favorite players play.
I came from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, I live in Israel.
I'm from San Francisco.
One queuer explains,
the whole line idea is actually fantastic because it gives a chance for real fans to come in. So if you really want to see a match and you want to see the players, you definitely can. And so although it's a bit of a wait, these are the true fans that are out here.
And so the woman makes friends. And what she finds is a shared appreciation for the unique experience that they have all chosen to endeavor in.
Oh, it's the best experience. I think Wimbledon without the queue isn't Wimbledon. We all met each other through the queue, and we've been friends for 3-4 years. Yeah.
This is what brings fans back each year, the sense of community. And some just can't stop coming back.
44th year.
44th.
I came with school every year, and then when I was 18, I started to queue out in the tent.
After hours of patient waiting and chatting, the line finally begins to move, and the fan soon finds herself at the gate, ticket in hand. After a night of camping and many, many hours, her time in the queue has come to an end.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
So you see, at Wimbledon, tradition is king. As we've seen in this episode, the tournament's organizers go out of their way to preserve and defend its traditions. But that doesn't mean that the institution is completely averse to change. Just as when organizers had the sense to somewhat relax the all-white dress code for its women players, they've shown that Wimbledon will eventually accept changes to its rules when the welfare of players and fans and the sport's growth is at stake. For example, up until 2019, matches continued indefinitely in the final set until either player won by 2 games. This resulted in long matches that exhausted players, increased chances of injury, disrupted tournament schedules, and frankly, fatigued viewers. But in 2022, Wimbledon, along with the other Grand Slams, introduced a 10-point tiebreak in the final set. Also in 2022, the tournament amended its long-held tradition of no play on Middle Sunday. The break was known to cause an extremely packed schedule on the Monday after, and this was hard on both players and spectators. So, to allow for better rested athletes and provide better access to fans who can only attend on weekends, Wimbledon introduced scheduled play on Middle Sundays. And most recently, we saw another somewhat stunning break from tradition. By now, you've likely heard about the tragic passing of Liverpool star Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva in a car accident. Heartbreaking moments like these unite the sports world in grief and sometimes force an unexpected change. As we've established, Wimbledon staunchly defends its all-white dress code, but the day after the accident, the tournament announced that players would be allowed to wear black armbands in honor of the brothers. It made international news that Wimbledon was bending its all-white rules for this particular tragedy. In its long history, Wimbledon has faced many questions over its strict adherence to rules and strong resistance to change, especially when it comes to long-held traditions and partnerships. As Richard Lewis, Wimbledon's former CEO, put it back in 2018.
What we'd focus on is our brand. We are very keen to maintain our traditions and our heritage and celebrate that, and only change where we believe change is justified.
The tournament's respect for tradition goes beyond the symbolic and into practical business relationships as well. Most of their suppliers, for instance, the farm that grows the strawberries sold at its stands, have had decades-long partnerships with Wimbledon. Slazenger, the official supplier of tennis balls to the championship, has had the longest-running partnership with Wimbledon in sporting goods history. It began in 1902 and has continued without a break for more than a century. It's a well-known fact that Wimbledon only has a few advertising partnerships, despite the many companies lining up to be a visible part of the event. But for its organizers, the brand is about traditions beloved by its fans.
And we think the more sponsorship there is in other venues and signage and all that sort of thing, the more special it makes Wimbledon and in particular Centre Court. And actually, to be honest, that makes us more valuable.
And so, tradition prevails. It's hard to know what the future of Wimbledon may hold, which players will rise to the top, and how many fans will continue to walk through the gates each year. But whatever that may look like, it's likely to include strawberries and cream, a queue of dedicated tennis fans, and, of course, some of the best tennis in the world. Thanks so much for tuning into Sportly. Tune in next week and every week after as we dive into another great story. And if you have thoughts or suggestions for a topic you'd like me to cover, I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to email me at kavitha@immigrantlypod.com. If typing a long email isn't your thing, record and attach a voice memo to your email. Sportly is an Immigrantly media production. This episode was produced by Paroma Chakravarti, written by Emmanuel Monahan and me, Kavitha Davidson. Fact-checked by Suhasini Patni. Our executive producer is Sadia Khan. Our sound designer and editor is Paroma Chakravarti. Our theme music was created by Simon Hutchinson. Other music by Epidemic Sound. Tune back in next week and every week after for more Sportly.